Hey, what's up, guys? It's Frank here with another user-submitted replay. Here we've got Sword, our Infernal player, versus KRBob, our Vanguard player. Both both are pretty notoriously good players. KRBob, especially known for his dog micro, from what I've seen anyway. Yeah, Sword is just not even going to bother going out on the map because KRBob's dog control is insane. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't even bother stepping off a shroud. He wants to make sure he's at maximum white health before having anything to do with this scout. His username should be KR Scout. All right, see your first Lancer coming out, and it's probably is it going to start? No, it's not going to start the creep camp. You need two for that. All right, first Brute's out. I'm trying to get a good camera angle here so you guys can see what I mean by Bob's scout control being insane. One fiend is going to be focused solely on killing this, the scout, or at least shooing him away. It does manage to work. All right, the last of the fiends are going to come back after the Hexen decides to volunteer to take as much damage as possible for the army, so that the fiends can continue to do that quick pecking damage that has been buffed in patch 0.1.3. They got an increase to DPS at the cost of health. So the dog's going to come forward here. No. And is going to get a full scout. Okay. Sees that it was Iron Vault first, and the Conclave is not even halfway done yet. And yeah, now he's just going to leave. You almost have to keep a fiend on that dog at all times to make sure you know where it's at. Meanwhile, the fiends down here are going to... Alright, they do manage to get the Shadow Demon. That would have been a pick if that single scout would have picked off the second Shadow Demon for half the bounty of that camp. Woof! Just for microing your dog right. That would be quite a catch. Oh, man! Yeah, fiends do not want to go anywhere near Lancers. Lancers just chew them up. A Brute, though. A Brute could tank a little bit. Oh, but not against these upgraded Lancers. Yeah, early Lancers are just so strong against Infernal. I think people are still figuring out like what to do against early Lancers, because the Gaunts, if you do Conclave first, the Gaunts don't do enough damage. The Brutes are nice, but they're not, like, they can't tank all of that. Like, look at that. There's just so much damage that's going to be coming out. Okay, finally the second Shrine finishes up, so our Infernal player is going to have something to retreat back to start regenerating white health, which is what he should be. Yeah, fight on Shroud. Fight on Shroud. But look, all these units are going to end up getting absolutely mauled by these Lancers. Even with the Nightfall Infestation landing, like, this Hexen is not long for this world. They are getting surrounded, and the Lancers are microing back a little bit, but I don't know that they have to. They're getting... Like, if they march forward straight into the Imps, they're going to get great connections. Is that Hexen going to... Okay, the Hexen does go down. Ah, that's rough. Yeah. Plague Axes is nowhere near even being started yet. So that means that Fiend production is brought to a grinding halt for our Infernal player here, while he's just struggling to stabilize. Lancers are so strong against Infernal in the super early game. But we do see, yeah, and he's already got 6 workers on his natural. So our Infernal player is behind. Like, no matter how you push it, no matter how you frame it, he's just behind. These Lancers were so good. There you go. Get the cabbage. That's rough. I really am trying to think of something that you can do against Lancers, other than, like, I guess you can wall off a ramp, or wall off both ramps, and then just keep ranged units behind it or something. But then you're stuck with the dilemma of, like, killing off your own meat farm or something when it's time to move out. There we go. Alright, we see kinetic redirection coming down at the BK Lounge. So I wonder if that means he's going to go all in on Lancers. Yeah, it looks like he is, but Okay, so we've got a Greater Shrine out. Ritual Chamber's almost done. I think Lancers expire after their best buy date is before Magmadons. But we know Magmadons aren't coming out anytime soon. A couple of Fiends to take care of that Scout, and then in turn get chopped up by all these Lancers. Alright, Superstone goes down as well as 2 meat farms. But all that's doing is really... Okay, there's the Magmadon. Yeah, the Magmadon says, you can try to come up this ramp, but it'll be through me. And yeah, I think KRBob knows that there's going to be reinforcements behind that, so... Does lead them on a bit of a merry chase, and then circles back. What a... Ugh. That was actually really cool. It wasn't even complicated micro at all. Alright, so 2 imps. What's the imp kill count at? Oh no. The Gaunts are firing and looks like the Gaunts are finally firing Plagued. They've got Plague Axes finished. And oh no, this is so much damage. I think this is one of those cases where you have to micro your imps away. Like there's no, you don't want to stand and fight with the boys against Lancers like that because they're already doing bonus damage and they basically like 2 or 3 shot the imps in AoE. Like that's just, it's just so much. The Lancers are so incredibly good. All right, but the Infernal Force, the Infernal finally manages to get through the early game and say, all right, we've got Mags, we've got Brutes. We've got Gaunts, and we've got enough Animus that we can throw down an effigy and maybe turn some of those Bobs into Fiends. But will they? Alright, BK Lounge is now working on... Man, damage reduced by 2, flat out. Mitigative guards. Okay, so yeah, really going all in on the Lancer play here. There we go. Oh man, these Magmadons getting beautiful connections on all these Bobs. Yeah, all of these Bobs getting turned into Fiends now. But will this effigy run out? No, it ends right when the last Bob gets taken. Okay. Oh, and the Magmadon stomps on forward again. Yeah, I don't know if you want to, like, if your melee units want to chase that AoE Magmadon that's going to... For as much use as the Magmadons are getting, we don't see Demon Hoof Tremors happening. Okay, does manage to catch the health camp. Where's Demon Hoof Tremors? Oh, we see 2 more of those Lancers drop down. That was a lot of upgrades to go into Lancers just to have them all wiped out like that. So now we've got... Alright, we do have Quick Draw Hustle on the Exos, though. That is nice. But now the Infernal is basically, like, right on top of all the production. Oh, no! Go back and kill the barracks! No! What are you doing? Okay, we do see Gaunts. I think these are Gaunts coming across the map to reinforce. 2 Gaunts and a Brute. Now, the attack might just be done. It might be time to, like, turn around and go home. This poor Magmadon is too slow. It's going to get picked apart by the Exos doing bonus heavy damage before it ever actually like makes contact with that. Oh, and the great dodges there by the Exos. Oh man, the Lancer managed to take out 2 Gaunts with 1 swipe. That was a pretty cool move. Another Lancer getting great AoE damage on so many Gaunts at once. And now we see the boys getting pulled. Another effigy goes down so they can start turning all these Bobs into Fiends. And a lot of them are still infested. Yeah, I say turn and fight. Because not only are you still taking out the worker line from the main. There we go. There's a GG from KRBob. Wow! Sword taking down KRBob. GG's. Thanks for the submission, Sword.